On my 15th birthday, my parents and my golden child sister left me behind for a vacation, so I threw a fake party and invited all their work friends to reveal the truth. So, like 3 days ago, I turned 15. And let me tell you, things went off the rails pretty quickly. That morning, my parents were all smiles and told me they had planned this awesome surprise family trip to the Poconos for my birthday. I was over the moon because, as the younger sibling, I don't usually get surprises like that. I mean, I was genuinely happy for once, but fast forward a couple of hours. I had packed my bags and was ready to go when I discovered my parents had already left. Downstairs, it was just my older sister Alex, she's 17, who is basically the golden child and can get our parents to do anything. She was grinning from ear to ear, so I knew something was up. When I asked her what was going on, she handed me a list of chores and told me that the family trip wasn't happening for me. What? I was so confused. She then explained that they all had a discussion and decided I should stay home and study for finals instead. Apparently, Alex had everything sorted out, so she got to go. Oh, and if I got bored, I could work on the chores she listed. She even had the nerve to laugh and say I should thank her for giving me more time to study. For real? I was stunned. All I could do was ask where our parents were, and she said she had already sent them off to the airport. This was her birthday gift to me. My parents couldn't face me themselves because it would break my heart. Alex, of course, loved every moment of telling me this. I held back my tears and went back upstairs with my bags. The second I heard the door shut, I broke down and cried for a whole hour. Alex has always had it out for me, and my parents pretty much worship her. But this was another level of cruel. The morning had started so well, I had even texted my friends to cancel our hangout because I thought I was going on a trip. Guess some things really are too good to be true. After crying my eyes out, I got really angry and decided to get back at them. Since the house was empty, I went into my dad's office and used his MacBook to call all his important contacts, telling them I was throwing a last-minute anniversary party that evening to surprise my parents. Because I'm just a kid, most of them were super nice and agreed to come. Did the same for my mom's contacts, too. Next, I hit up Alex's boyfriend on Instagram and invited him as well. Then I texted my friends to come over and help set up the house for this unexpected party. By 7 p.m., guests started arriving, all confused because my parents weren't there. I kept the suspense, saying it was all part of the surprise. Once everyone had arrived, I spilled everything. I told them how my parents always side with Alex and how I felt like Cinderella in my own house. I laid out the whole birthday fiasco, how my parents abandoned me based on Alex's whims. The shock on their faces, priceless. My parents have this perfect facade they show to the world, but good people don't treat their kids like this. So, here's what went down. I told everyone at the party that the whole reason I threw it was to finally expose my parents and sister. And if I hadn't messed things up for them enough already, I went ahead and showed everyone the long list of chores Alex had left me. You should have seen her boyfriend's face. He was just standing in the corner, totally clueless about Alex's nasty side. The room went dead silent after I spilled the beans, and eventually, people started to get the hint that it was time to head out. Some left without a word, while others took the time to console me before leaving. The only thing I felt kinda bad about was wasting their time, but honestly, I couldn't care less at that point since they all left anyway. After they were gone, I sent a group photo of everyone at the party to my parents and sister with a cheeky caption saying, "Had some guests over for my birthday today. Guess we're finally starting on that chore list Alex left me." It was the perfect plan. They immediately freaked out, telling me to fix everything right away and that they were catching the next flight home. I just blocked them and packed my bags to head to my best friend Fiona's place because I knew I couldn't stay in that house anymore. Fiona and her parents are truly the sweetest. They've always told me their home was open to me, and now I finally took them up on it. I don't know how long they can support me, but for now, I am beyond grateful. Anyway, the day of my birthday passed without a word from my family, but the next day, they showed up at Fiona's house. No one was really surprised, because Fiona and I have been best friends forever. Her parents wouldn't let mine in, and told them they had no business talking to me since I made it clear I wasn't interested. But my parents started threatening legal action against Fiona's parents, and I got scared, so I said I'd talk to them. They were absolutely furious. They said that no matter what they had done, I had no right to drag their business associates into this mess. Apparently, their reputation was in shambles, and some people had even blocked my parents. They blamed me for all of it, which, yeah, fair enough. I did plan this whole thing. But I told them that if they had just shown me a little kindness and not completely humiliated me on my birthday, none of this would have happened. I ended up yelling at them, saying they always treated me like crap compared to Alex and that they'd ruined my life. We were all shouting so much Fiona's parents had to step in, and she had to take me outside to calm down. When I finally chilled out, Fiona's parents told me my parents had left and assured me they wouldn't let them talk to me unless I was ready. They also suggested I think about legal emancipation, since it was clear my parents didn't care about me. After talking it over with Fiona's parents, I decided to see a lawyer. We're considering emancipation, but it's such a huge decision, and I don't want to regret anything later. Honestly, though, based on how things are going, I probably won't. Yesterday, my parents got in touch again, even though I didn't want them to. I got an email from them and tried so hard not to open it, but curiosity got the best of me. They started off saying that the surprise trip was because one of my dad's clients opened a new spa and resort in the Poconos, and it was a perk for the family. They just decided to use it around my birthday. When Alex mentioned my finals, they didn't want my grades to slip because of a vacation. They couldn't believe I saw it as something bad and went for revenge. They felt like they hadn't raised me right. Alex was upset too, thinking she was just being a concerned big sister. It was all nonsense. I was so annoyed I almost stopped reading. But the next part was about how upset they were that I involved other people in our family drama. They couldn't believe I aired our dirty laundry in public. They said if I had just talked to them directly about my issues, maybe they could have fixed things. But instead, I took such a drastic step. So the way Alex treated me was a bit over the top, but I admit, I should have just called them up and talked about it later. If they knew I felt left out and neglected, they would have come back right away. But instead, I dealt with it all wrong, and they felt terrible because they genuinely didn't mean to hurt me. It was just a huge misunderstanding that got blown out of proportion. Alex wants to talk and sort things out, but I'm not sure what I want to do. My feelings are all over the place right now, so I'm asking for your help, Aita. I threw a party and embarrassed my parents in front of their coworkers and business associates because they left me out while they went on vacation. Asterisk asterisk. Update 1. Most of you think I was totally in the right and that my parents deserved it, so I've decided I'm not going to apologize. I blocked the email address they used to contact me, so they can't reach me again. I know they could just create a new one and keep trying, but I'll just block them again. I've made up my mind. I'm not going to respond to them anymore. It's just not worth the mental stress. As for emancipation, I'm going ahead with it. Yeah, it's a big deal, and I know I'm kinda young, but Fiona and her parents have assured me they'll be by my side no matter what. They've even said they could legally adopt me if it makes me feel more secure, which is something I'm thinking about. For now, we're focusing on emancipation. We've talked to a lawyer, and the paperwork is in process. I have no clue how my parents are going to react, because when they sent me that email, it was clear they weren't happy about me living with Fiona. It's obvious they don't want me around as much as they want Alex. It's confusing because now they're trying so hard to reach out. I think it's just about their reputation, not me. I'm just waiting to see how they react to the emancipation papers. It's been a few days since my last post, and they haven't reached out again, so I don't know what they're feeling. By the way, there were loads of people at the party, and I've heard Alex and her boyfriend broke up. Only I know why, of course. Asterisk asterisk update 2. A few days ago, my parents finally got the emancipation paperwork, and surprise, surprise, they were not happy. They called up Fiona's parents, and there was a huge fight. They think Fiona's parents are controlling me and pushing me into this, which is ridiculous. Do they even realize how badly they've treated me? Of course, I'm doing this on my own. I kind of expected this reaction, since many of you said they just want to fix their image and paint me as a brat. I didn't go back, and that really upset them because I'm finally standing up to them. They can call Fiona's parents all the names they want, but it doesn't change anything. They don't deserve to be my parents, and now I'm finally getting free from them. I overheard some things, and Fiona told me my parents called her parents every name in the book and threatened to take this to court. They even threatened to hurt them, which is just crazy and illegal. They think Fiona's parents are trying to ruin their reputation by showing they mistreated me, but honestly, their reaction just proves they don't care about me as a daughter. If they actually loved me, they'd be more concerned about my well-being and try to talk to me instead of yelling at Fiona's parents. So, here's the scoop. Fiona's parents haven't known my parents for long. They only met because of Fiona and me, so there's really no reason for them to be competing. Not that there's really any competition anyway, since Fiona's folks are way more successful in life, super nice and genuinely compassionate. But my parents? Oh boy, they're all about their image. They're convinced Fiona's parents are just like them, always scheming and trying to pull them down. It's so frustrating. I really want to tell my parents that Fiona's parents aren't just pretending to help me. They're actually saving me from my own folks. If my parents had just understood that in the first place, maybe they'd feel bad about all the stuff they've done instead of causing more drama. But Fiona and her parents have told me to hold off on reaching out to mine, no matter how tempted I feel, because it's just not worth it. Plus, Fiona's parents got this call from mine a couple of days ago. They had a big fight over the phone, and Fiona's parents only told me what they thought I needed to know. They also recorded the call, which is perfect because it's evidence for why I should be emancipated from my parents. Fiona's parents even asked if I'd want them to adopt me legally, and I said yes. I really like them. And having Fiona as my sister, total bonus. It's not about making my parents angry, though I know it will. It's because Fiona's family is genuinely kind-hearted and awesome. They're going to talk to the lawyer again to get the adoption paperwork started, which could also help my emancipation case, so things are looking up, and I couldn't be more thankful. Update 3. Hey, something awful happened today. Long story short, Alex beat the crap out of me after school. My last class was English in the East Wing, and when I was finally done, Alex and her crew cornered me. I'm usually the last one out because I'm slow at packing up, so most people had already left by the time I got out. I saw Alex and her friends waiting and felt intimidated, but I tried not to show it. As I was leaving, they got in my face, told me I couldn't leave, and made the other people hanging around scram. I stood my ground, trying to keep my cool, but Alex didn't care. She grabbed my arm, dragged me outside while I yelled, but no one heard me because it was so noisy. They shoved me into the janitor's closet and locked me in. I banged on the door, but even if people heard, they wouldn't dare defy Alex and her crew since they're notorious. After like 5 minutes, Alex let me out, but by then, everyone in that wing had cleared out. She slapped me, called me selfish and ungrateful, and then blamed me for her boyfriend dumping her. She slammed my head against the concrete, and I started feeling dizzy. She just kept hitting me while her friends watched and laughed. It was brutal. I tried to defend myself, but Alex is way taller and stronger, so there wasn't much I could do. Eventually, I just cowered against the wall, and she still didn't stop. Finally, after she kicked me one last time, they left me there crying. Fiona found me about 15 minutes later. She helped me up, and we decided to take a cab home because I was in bad shape. We told her parents everything, and they looked pretty grim. They called the school and the police right away. It's been an hour, and they're still on the phone. Fiona is taking care of me since I'm pretty banged up. The bruises are just starting to show, and everything hurts. But I know karma is coming for Alex. Update 4. Hey again, lots to cover. So, after Alex beat me up last week, the school had my back and shared the security footage with the police. It was a breeze to charge Alex with a misdemeanor, and she got community service. Plus, she's suspended for the next 6 weeks. That means she won't be able to go to prom, which she was super excited about, and she has to take her finals separately. No cheating for her. It felt pretty sweet when Fiona told me all this. After all that drama, another fantastic thing happened. So, yeah, I had to give up my rights. That's right, they officially terminated their parental rights over me. All the paperwork is signed and sealed, so I'm finally free. Fiona's parents are in the process of legally adopting me, and I couldn't be more grateful to them for that. My old folks basically said that after everything that went down, they don't want me in the family anymore. I know they'll probably try to make it look like it's all my fault, but honestly, I don't think anyone's gonna buy that. They can try all they want. It doesn't matter to me one bit. The best part is, I'm finally part of a happy family now. I can honestly say that my new sister and parents are way better than the ones I had before. I can't believe things are finally turning around for me. This is probably the happiest I've been in a really long time. I was so caught up in all this that I totally forgot about my finals coming up. But no worries, Fiona and I are gonna buckle down and show everyone what I'm made of. Life's looking up, you know?